And it's okay to feel some type of way about making the right decision when you know that you deserve better, when you know that there's better out there, when you know that there's more love, health, wealth, knowledge, and endless opportunity waiting for you. Hello. Something people don't talk about often is how lonely and how sad it feels to do the right thing. And it's okay to like feel some type of way after doing the right thing, because doing the right thing is not always, it's not easy. It doesn't always feel good. Even if maybe like you have peers or people who understand, it's just like you have to work through those emotions by yourself. Sometimes it can involve another person, sometimes it can involve pets, sometimes it can involve, and when I say other person, I mean sure, relationships like friendships, family relationships, romantic, it could be coworkers, I don't know, just people in general, right? It could have to do with anybody or anything, but making the right decision, it's like no matter if somebody understands, they still didn't go through it like you did, right? Maybe not the exact same scenario. People process their feelings differently, like trauma, for instance. People who have opened up about their trauma with me, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, of course I don't say this to them, but like I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you're crying over that, you're upset over that. If only you knew what I have been through, and you're sitting here in my face talking about like boohoo poor me. There's no way. There's no way. And it took me a minute to realize this, right? But there's no way you can tell somebody, because for them that may have really been the most traumatic thing that they ever endured. And no matter what support that you may or may not have, nobody lived through that the same way that you did. And sometimes if it does involve another person, the only really comfort you feel like you can get is from them, and that's the person that you had to make that hard decision about or with. Maybe you had to walk away from them, maybe you had to set some sort of like boundary with them, maybe you had to make a hard decision for them, I don't know, whatever the case may be. But it sucks sometimes. Like, we know what is good for us. We're so deserving of good things, of love, of people who care about us. We're deserving of good life, you know, like security, stability, whether that's financial, or a good family is what you make it, right? Like a good family or support system. Also, I'm really sorry if you can hear my aunt in the other room. She's on the phone with a good friend of hers. I had a little microphone. People have always made comments about the background noise in my videos, so I'm sorry. We'll step it up, guys, but we deserve like good everything. Like, why would anybody, and I've had this discussion with people before, and they're like, no, I believe that some people were put here to maybe not struggle, but like some people were put here to maybe like do bad, or like, because there's duality to everything in life, right? Their argument is, if there's really good people, there has to be bad people, there has to be some sort of balance or opposition. But I think that balance and opposition lies within all of us. I don't think it's like a collective thing, as in like there's really bad people and there's really good people and then there's balance. No, we have to have that balance within ourselves, so there's balance and harmony overall in general, right? There's no, and yes, there is an ultimate good and there's an ultimate bad, but people deserve good things, and sometimes you just know better. And especially if it is involving another person and you want to bring them with you so bad. You want to bring them with you so bad. You want to uplift them. You want to encourage them. This could be your best friend that you've had to walk away from. It could be the love of your life, or who you thought was the love of your life. It could be family. Like, I love my family, but they're only blood. They're only blood. I'm sorry, but they are. They're not people that I claim to be my family. They're the family that I was born into, so therefore I'm close to them, etc., whatever. But you can't bring people with you. And let me tell you something, okay? What I'm saying is not that oh, if we're in a better position or whatever, because I made that reel that one time, right, where it was like hurt people, and if you're a hurt person you should stay away from other people. If you're hurting, there are good people out there who want to help you, and we should use our power for good. We should use, like, when you're so full of love, use that, but you have to have boundaries. You have to know when people are just really truly unequally yoked with you, like just not good for you. They don't have this desire to improve themselves. They don't have this desire to connect with themselves, to connect with God, to connect with the life source and love around them. And then you know that you have to walk away, right? But if we're really good people, and let me tell you something, as somebody myself who is like, dude, you cannot knock me down. You cannot knock me down. And you might for a little bit, and something or someone might for a little bit, but something good is always going on in my life. There's something I'm always going to get excited about. So even though there's like this really screwed up thing that is happening, I'm gonna find something to laugh about. I'm gonna find something to feel warm about. I'm gonna find something to look forward to. And it's a blessing and a curse, because it's like, I'm so sick of moving on so fast. I'm so sick of being so adaptable. And sometimes this trait of yours does not allow you to sit and feel your feelings fully, because you're so like, just, you keep moving, you keep finding the beauty and the good in things, and you keep moving forward, which is amazing. And some people wish that. They wish they could just move forward. Some of us wish that we could just feel our feelings, but we have to put them aside, because we know that our attention is needed and more deserved somewhere else. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't stop and feel our feelings. But when you have so much love and you are just absolutely fucking beaming with just love, positivity, whatever it is. Also, side note really quick, okay, I want to bring up Liz. Everyone's talking about like, oh, this is her downfall, this is her downfall. Just because me, myself, and I have told you guys, I've told people on my other social medias, I'm a 21-year-old girl who has had life experience, but please take it with a grain of salt. Do not get upset with people like Liz who are life coaches. Do not get upset with people like me who are talking about, like, this is my platform and you're choosing. I have literally made a video, took it down out of embarrassment, and I wish I didn't, because it was such a good message. But I've literally made a video about, are you sabotaging yourself, or are you self-loving? And in that video I really emphasize on being careful about what you're consuming, putting into your body, putting into your mind, just everything, whatever you are consuming, right? So it is your choice to consume these things, and we are not going to beat people down, because we're human also, right? So when I say like, oh, I'm so full of love and positivity and all these things, I have my very bad moments, okay? So, and there will always be people who remember those things. They won't always remember the good and love that you are. They'll always remember, they always nitpick and remind you, sit there and remind you, remember when you did this, remember when you said this. But when you're just absolutely beaming, you kind of have no choice but to move forward with love. Like, as much as I want to, I don't know that I should say this, but as much as I just want to, let's say, rage, right? As angry as I might be, as unseen, as unheard as I might feel, as betrayed as I might feel, as just like, oh my gosh, did I make the right choice? Did I make the right choice leaving that situation? Did I make the right choice moving to another job? My first ever sales role was garbage, but because the community has convinced me, like, oh, it's hard to get a sales role, or like, you have to have X amount of like experience and this and that, right? I was like, oh my gosh, if I leave this sales role, then things are gonna hit the fan. And then I did. I moved to another state, and I was like, I know if I stay in this role, and I let go of that fear, you should let go of that fear of like, is this the right choice? Because if you're following your gut and you know it's the right choice, but your heart is telling you another thing, you just have to let go of it. And you should feel your feelings, right? But I had this fear of like, oh my gosh, if I let go of this sales role, this is my only source of income, which by the way, I was not even making money off of. I let go of that fear. The opportunities that have come into my life since I was like, I no longer want to be a part of this team, and still having that sort of like feeling, like uncertain feeling, like, oh, am I gonna make this work? But I knew I would, because I always do. And it's okay to feel some type of way about making the right decision when you know that you deserve better, when you know that there's better out there, when you know that there's more love, health, wealth, knowledge, and endless opportunity waiting for you. It's lonely, and you're not alone, and I feel so alone right now. And I have 2 people in specific that I can communicate what I'm going through with, and they're understanding, and they're so like nurturing, and they're responsive too. They don't just listen, they're like, yeah, and they can sympathize with me. But still, I still sit here in my room doing my remote work, taking my evening walks, listening to music that reminds me of that scenario or that person, or just like, it will linger with you. It will linger with you. People don't talk about, like, you think you just mourn the death of somebody. You mourn so many things. But here's the thing, things have to die off. Parts of you have to die. Okay, I'm not gonna like get religious on you guys, but in Christianity, right, when they say, oh, I'm born again Christian, I'm a born again Christian, they were born again into this light, into the salvation of Jesus Christ, right? So that's just an example, please, that's just an example. But truly, say you are a spiritual person, and you don't really subscribe to religion, it's the same thing. When you're born again into love, into this light energy, you have to leave those old habits. You have to leave those people that you're unequally yoked with. You have to leave maybe situation, maybe jobs. Maybe you're working an unsavory job around unsavory people doing unsavory things, and you're afraid, like, where's my money gonna come from? How are my bills gonna get paid? Or like, this is the only line of work I've ever known. I don't have any other skills. Dude, you can rebuild, and you will. And if you don't, I have no words for you. It is your responsibility. It's your responsibility. Doing the right thing is not easy, guys. It's not. That's my main message. I know I've sort of gone in a loop, but it will feel lonely. Even if people understand and they've been through something similar, it will feel lonely because it is your unique experience. And you'll wonder, was that the right choice? But you know it was. You know it was. You know it was. You know it was the right choice, the right decision for your well-being. And by the way, the choices that you make affect the people around you. If I had stayed in that situation that I'm hurting so bad about, it would have affected greatly the people around me. And it's the same thing as, you know, people will call you selfish. People have called me selfish, like, oh, you put yourself first. That doesn't mean I don't put other people first too, but here's the thing. If I don't put myself very first, I literally, make this make sense. I have 2 glasses of water, right? One of them is completely full and one of them has a little bit in it, or empty. And guess what? This glass is needing some water. So I pour my water into this other glass, and guess what? Both of our glasses are half full. Both of our glasses are half full, okay? And then another glass, maybe completely empty, needs a little bit of water, and I pour some in there, and even though it's like a fourth of the way full, both of our glasses, the glass is still a fourth of the way full. But guess what? if I don't fill up my glass, or that person doesn't fill up their glass, then if I pour into their glass or pour into another glass that is empty, then my glass is going to be empty, and then somebody else, another glass is going to come along, and then guess what? My glass is empty and their glass is empty, and these other cups are half full and they're not pouring into my cup, or maybe they can't because they've poured into other people's cups, and guess what? All the glasses are empty. So guess what I gotta do? I gotta go take some time to fill up my glass, make sure it's clean, make sure the water is pure, make sure it's full to the brim, and then I can go and fill up the other glasses. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? So even if that decision feels hard for you, think about the greater good of it. And it should be about you, right? But also, how is this affecting the people and things around me making this good decision? Maybe you're a parent and you're struggling like, oh, is that choice that I made for my kids the right choice? I feel some type of way about it. Maybe you are seeing somebody, maybe you're a mother or a father, and you know you're separated from your children's other parental figure, and maybe you start seeing somebody and you really adore this person, but they don't really align with your little family. Maybe your kids feel some type of way about them. My mom always did this. One time, this really awful, terrible girl, I won't say who, but you know who you are. If you don't know who you are, girl, you need a reality check. Messaged my mom telling her I was self-harming when I wasn't, because this girl was jealous of me. And my mom, you know, brought it up. She came to pick me up from the place that I was at. She's like, what's going on? She told me all these things. She was on a date with this man that was so good to her. And he was good to her. She really liked him. She was on a date with him that night, and she told him, like, I'm sorry, this isn't gonna work. My daughter needs me. And I'm sure she missed that guy. I'm sure she missed spending time with him. And even though that bad thing wasn't actually happening to me and I wasn't self-harming, she was still like, do you know what? I'm still gonna take this time to be with my kids. She could have been selfish and been like, my daughter can wait, I'm on a date with somebody I really like. And then that decision would have affected me, because what if I was self-harming? Making the right decision is not easy. And now I'm sort of rambling, but you're not alone. It feels really fucking lonely though, because I know how that feels right now. And I'm not alone either, but just know that you're recognized, and you may have made a really big decision, walked away from someone or something, and you're not sure how to feel about it, and it hurts and it sucks, but you know it was the right choice. So just hang on, because you will be repaid. You will get the things that are meant for you, because you killed off whatever that was, right? Bad habit, bad person, bad situation, bad career, and then the new will come in. It's like cleaning out your closet. Great, now I can buy new clothes that fit me, that suit me, whatever the case may be. I'm Alphavita. Thank you for watching. I missed you guys. Now that I feel like myself again, back to like being a bad bee. If you watched this whole video, please let me know if you want me to make a second channel where I do personal stuff. I'm renovating. I'm making over my room. This is not my room. This is a room that I'm staying in for the time being. If you want to see that, I'd be happy to post a video there. I have a lot coming up in July that I would like to post about, talk about, and kind of like take you guys through what I do for work, my day-to-day stuff like that, and get a little bit more personal and keep things like clean and advice and inspiration driven on this channel. So again, I'm Alphavita. Thank you so much for watching, and have a beautiful day.